Hello and welcome. I'm very honored tonight to introduce you to my guest. His name is Richard Proudfit, and I have heard his name around town, but not until last week or a couple weeks ago had I really thought about getting him on the show. And when I read in the Star Tribune about a recent award he won, I thought, this man must be on the leadership series. He won the Jefferson Award, and we'll tell you more about that in a minute. But Richard is the man who founded Feed My Starving Children, and you have a personal mission and goal to eradicate hunger. I want to talk about that huge problem, but first I want to go back, and with my leadership guests, I love to find out a little bit about your early life.
Okay.
You're a St. Paul guy, right?
St. Paul, you bet.
And you went to school here in Minnesota?
Right. I went to Breck.
Went to
for
Breck.
8 years, graduated there, then I went out to Academy.
Out in New York?
Yeah, right.
Right.
4 years. Then I graduated there, and I went around the world with the Merchant Marine.
And your major when you were out in New York at the Academy was engineering and...
It was actually, we did that one, but I graduated from a business.
Okay, business and engineering.
But I started with an engineer at first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Expand into a business, okay.
And business became a big part of your life, but first the Merchant Marines.
That's right.
And you saw the world, you said.
Oh, around the world, absolutely.
Did that, at that point, you were a very young man, did you become sensitized to the fact that a lot of people were having very, very hard lives compared to us here?
Well,
or did you see that at that age?
Not at that time, because when I went back to, I was going to a church, and they says, you want to go to Honduras? And I says, well, let's go, I'll help with the doctors going to Honduras. I didn't know about the conditions of the world. So I went to Honduras and...
Just with your church group?
A group, right. And I went to 25 doctors and nurses going to Hurricane Fifi, 1974.
That's a hurricane I'd forgotten about, but it was a big one, wasn't it, back in 74?
6,000 people, they died at that thing. And I went with the doctors to help them. I was helping the doctors. The doctors, their equipment, they were broken down.
So you were repairing the equipment
and setting them up.
Keeping the doctors in business.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
And then about 3 years, I didn't see the children at all. I said, wait a minute, I have to step backward. They smell the roses, okay? I stepped backward, and I saw the children for the first time. They were dying all around me. I couldn't handle it. The mother were carrying babies, and they were dying. They're dying right at their arms, trying to get to the doctors. God broke my heart. I went to my knees. I says, I've got to do something about it. And right then I broke my heart. I couldn't handle it because the doctor says, please don't look in your eyes. The children, don't do it.
They didn't want you to be so overwhelmed.
Yeah, so I have the great big eyes, brown eyelashes, and I said, I did. I fell in love with the children in Honduras.
And this was back in 74.
74, right.
And now, before you went there, though, you had gotten out of the Merchant Marines and had gone into business.
Well, the first year, 80% of my class failed. So I went back to teach math with the Academy. I said, okay, I'll teach them the first year of the Academy. And we have 80% stayed in.
So you were a good teacher.
I'm trying to do that back.
A very good teacher. Yeah. And then you went into the world of business with the, was it called an injection?
Injection, plastic, and rubber.
Molding company, right?
And it exploded. It just exploded. Oh, we had tremendous orders came this, we couldn't handle it. It was, the orders came in 400% over our capability.
Wow.
And I set up about 12 companies around the United States, and I held up 6 of them, and the dollar came.
So you left the company you were working for and started your own company,
That's
correct?
right.
And became very, very
Oh, it was
successful,
very
obviously,
good.
right?
Yeah, it was very good.
So you left that work, though, at the point you decided to start Feed My Starving Children, correct?
Yes.
And that wasn't, though, immediately after your trip to Honduras, was it?
1978 in that area.
okay.
I started at Feed My Starving, okay? And we did very successful. Oh, they're doing a fantastic job. And they got up to 3 million, 5 million packaging, okay?
So this is food that you pushed General Mills,
That's
Cargill,
right, yes.
Cargill
Yeah.
to develop, right?
And I went to Cargill, ADM, General Mills, Cargill, and Pillsbury at that time. I said, I want to put together the highest nutritionists in the world.
The best nutritional kind of food.
I want
then.
everything that a child needs to grow in it.
So you came up with a formula with those scientists'
yes.
help that has in it rice.
Rice.
I'll let you show the package, but rice and soy.
When we put in rice in, it's recognized all around the world. They know how to.
Everybody knows
They know
rice.
how to boil it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And we put in 6 vegetables designed for the children of the world.
Okay.
Then we put in protein because you have to have a solid body.
For the amino acids, right?
We put protein with soy, 52% protein.
Oh, that's
one pound of
high.
this. I'm telling you, 1 pound of this is 3 pounds, is the equivalent of 3 pounds of red meat.
Wow.
Oh, it's powerful.
Wow. And so in it's rice, soy, vegetables, and what's the 4th ingredient?
Then this yellow, this right here, is 21 vitamins and minerals designed for the children of the world.
That completes the other 3
That's right.
then.
Yeah.
So Richard, then when children or when the parents get this food, they have to add boiling water.
That's all.
And it becomes kind of a broth.
It's a casserole. A casserole.
Oh, it's more like a casserole.
Yeah.
And how many children or family members would this feed a family of 4 for one meal, or what would
Well, when you cook this one, it expands tremendous.
Right, that's
that
what
will
I'm
feed
thinking.
6 people.
That will, okay.
Oh yeah.
So
$1.38.
is that all it
We can buy the ingredients, ship it in, package it, ship any place in the world. We can feed a full nutritious meal for 23 cents. 23 cents. It's a miracle.
Wow.
Can you buy anything today?
No, you
Nothing.
can't, and especially with high protein content.
Oh yeah.
And because of this, you won this fantastic, wonderful award, the Jefferson Award.
Oh yes, very humble on that one.
And let me tell you, folks, who else has won this award. Paul Newman, Bill Gates, Rosalind Carter. I mean, stellar leaders in our country. And you won it just recently, right?
Just recently, Washington, D.C., yes. I was very humble on that one.
Oh, you must have just been...
I was pretty humble on that one.
Thrilled. And it's also a wonderful way to bring more attention to this cause, isn't it?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Now, with this food, Richard, how is it shipped? I mean, who pays for the shipping?
It's another miracle.
Another miracle? How does it work?
Because the thing is, the ship that around the world is very expensive.
The shipping cost.
The shipping is tremendous. And I went to the Air Force, Navy, U.S. Coast Guard, Merbergine. They said they can now do humanitarian. They could begin to help us.
The Navy.
And they says, oh, they said, we're not going to do it with the Navy. The Navy came to us, they gave us, the first of the Air Force, they gave it to us. The C-130, we can ship around the world with the C-130s around the world, no charge.
No charge.
I'm telling you.
And they came to you with that
They came to us,
offer?
right.
So how did the Navy and how did the Air Force, how did they find out about what you were doing, do you think?
Well, we went to a National Guard. Okay. They gave us a Northwest Air Force. They gave us the airplanes. They go from Minneapolis to Haiti. They gave us free transportation. Okay.
So
all of a sudden, it exploded.
Okay, so people heard about it
They
via
heard about
that
it,
effort.
right.
And now you go to, I think I read 40 countries.
Oh, we have 47 countries around the world. Oh, yes.
And
our own
that,
people.
I think people feel good about that when they
Yeah.
hear that. How do you decide what countries to give the most food to?
Oh, that's very difficult. Oh, that's because the worst place in the world right now is Somalia. That's the worst place. 100,000 people are dying right now. We can't get in there very good because the rebels and the war is on, and they're stopping us. So we're going into Honduras, Liberia, Ethiopia, and Uganda, tremendous over there. I flew down to I met with the president of Haiti. I met with him. I said, I want to bring our food to Haiti. He said, please, please, would you bring our food to Haiti? And he says, you have to feed 500,000 children in Haiti. They're dying. I raised my hand and says, yes, I'm going to do it.
Wow. So Haiti's one of your big countries you've gone to.
Yeah,
and
right.
you went there, though, before the big devastation
right,
recently,
yes.
didn't you? I mean,
Right,
you were
yeah.
already in place there.
Right.
And volunteers are a huge part of this
volunteers.
program, right? You're using, what did I read, 100,000 volunteers?
500,000. I call it about, estimate 500,000, I call them teachers, teenagers, okay?
Because
I'm
they're
old, okay? And they're coming, packing around every day around the U.S. Okay? Last year we did 60 million meals last year.
the numbers are fantastic for
Yes.
what you have accomplished.
Yes,
Do you feel personally that you can say, I have done as much as one man can do, or do you still have dreams and wishes to do more? Because it sounds like
No.
you've done so much.
No, I set up a goal to 500, they call them satellites, okay? Last year I said, I'm sorry, I'm going to 2,000 satellites across the United States.
Your staff probably gulps.
They go, yeah. I had to pick them up and dust them off. Yeah.
You know, I think what is so intriguing to me about your goal and your mission is that you didn't let the magnitude of the problem overwhelm you. So often I think average people say, oh, there's no way we can make a difference. The problem is too daunting. But you did not think like that,
No,
did
sir.
you?
No. Every person can do the same thing.
That is,
And they say,
that's a big...
what I'm saying is, I can't do a line alone. I can't do alone. If you can come aside
And
maybe,
get
and we can do
others.
the same other people, and we'll teach them how to feed the world.